forearm and neck.
Which one?
Forearm, flexor and extensor.
See, you are having two groups of muscles, superficial and deep. The superficial arises commonly from the common flexor origin, which is your medial epicondyle. See, the hand is, the forearm is fixed in semi-prone position. It's not fixed in anatomical position. See, it is tilted like this in a functional position. So you have to first orient. These are the two stellate processes of radius and ulna here, medial epicondyle and lateral epicondyle here. So the anterior surface goes obliquely like this. Can you see this?
Yes.
Because hand is twisted in functional position. So this is the flexor aspect and this is the superficial group. Only 5 muscles arise from this. This muscle, first one, is equal to length of your thumb. Okay? This is pronator teres. The word teres means a rounded card, rounded like this. Okay? So this is pronator teres. Okay? And then this is your radial side, pectoral side, the thumb side, and little finger side is your ulnar side. So this muscle, which is going towards the radial side in the wrist is known as carpus. Okay, so this muscle is flexor carpi radialis. Why carpi? Because the tendon is going to carpal region. Why radialis? Because it is physically present on the radial side. So pronator teres, flexor carpi radialis, and then you are having a very small little muscle. This one, very long tendon. This is the palmaris longus. This goes to palmar aponeurosis. So palmaris longus. And then below that you are having this muscle, okay, which divides into 4 tendons for respective digits. Okay, this is flexor digitorum superficialis. Very good. And the 5th muscle is present on the little finger side or ulnar side. So this muscle is flexor carpi ulnaris. So 5 muscles in the superficial group: pronator teres, palmaris longus, flexor digitorum superficialis, okay, and the flexor carpi ulnaris. And when you remove all the muscles in the superficial group, throw them away, you will find a plane or a zone where nerves and vessels are present. In anatomy, you label that zone as a neurovascular zone. In that case, you will find nerves, you will find arteries, you will find veins. So here in the neurovascular zone, on the flexor side, you will find radial artery, radial veins, okay? You will find the ulnar artery, ulnar veins, you will find median nerve, okay? So if you see here, you can find the ulnar nerve here. Can you see that? Under this superficial group, you find the ulnar nerve. And this is the ulnar artery here, cut over here. Okay. Similarly, on this side, you can expose the median nerve and the other thing. Then after this, there is a deep group. So what are the muscles in the deep group? Yeah, pronator quadratus in the lower part, very good. And another is flexor digitorum profundus. Okay. Profundus will divide again into 4 tendons. So flexor digitorum profundus, pronator quadratus, And there is one more.
Flexor pollicis longus.
Pardon?
Flexor pollicis longus.
Flexor pollicis longus. So tendon of the flexor pollicis longus is this one, and that is the muscle here. No, not here. It should come very deep from within. This is your flexor carpi radialis. So you can see its tendon, catch its tendon in the palm, but the muscle is located very deep. Okay. So all the three muscles are there. So that's how these are.
This is hypothetical.
Yeah. These are hypothenar muscles. These are thenar muscles. Okay. And the arrangement of these muscles is in such a way that you are having abductors, small abductors on the sides, flexors, and the opponents in front and medial. Okay. So if you are thinking about this, you would have abductor digiti minimi brevis. If you translate this word, abductor means it's doing abduction. Digiti minimi, digit means finger, minimi means small, means abductor of small digit. Brevis means the length of muscle is short. So this muscle is abductor digiti minimi brevis, and this is opponens digiti minimi brevis, and below that this is flexor digiti minimi brevis. You will have similar muscles on the thumb or pollex side. So you would have abductor pollicis brevis, then you have opponens pollicis, and then you have flexor pollicis brevis. Okay? Three muscles. Okay. And in addition, deeply located, there will be one additional muscle on this side, which is adductor pollicis brevis. So on the thumb side you are having four muscles, on the little finger side you are having three muscles. Okay. So these are the two.
The extensor side.
On the extensor side you are having these, again you are having two groups. If you start tailing from the thumb side, it will be very difficult. So always try to start from the little finger side. Okay, then it will be simple. So this is the extensor surface. Okay, so this is the ulnar side, this is the radial side. So this muscle which is present here going to the carpal region or wrist, this is extensor carpi ulnaris. Very simple to start. If you start here, it will be difficult. Extensor carpi ulnaris. And then you find a muscle, this one, which divides into four tendons below this retinaculum. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one. Okay. No, not this one. This one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your extensor digitorum longus. Okay. Extensor digitorum longus. And then you got one more tendon, extensor tendon coming from separate muscle, which is only going to this index finger. So this is known as extensor indicis. Extensor indicis. Indicis means going to the index. Okay. And then you see you are having successfully 1, 2, and 3 tendons. Okay. Again, all the tendons which are located on this side, extensor side, their names should start with the term extensor. The tendons on this lateral side, their names should start with the term abductor. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Because these will call abduction. These will call extension at the back. Like all the others are extensor. So thinking that way, this tendon, which is very long and goes up to the distal phalanx, okay, this is extensor pollicis longus. Extensor pollicis longus. Okay. this is also on the extensor side, but it is short. It finishes here. So this is known as extensor pollicis brevis. Simple. Okay. If you start from here, it will be difficult. Oh, here it will be difficult. We start from here. Extensor carpi ulnaris, extensor digitorum. Okay. Extensor indicis, extensor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, and this will be abductor because it is on the side. This is abductor pollicis longus. Abductor pollicis longus. Why longus? Because brevis is a very short muscle, which you already asked. 3 muscles here, 3 muscles here, short abductors on the sides, and opponents and flexors in between. Okay, so that's how the muscles are there, and yeah, and one more complexity is you are having certain muscles in this lateral border, which are coming from arm and going here. You should not be confused. This muscle is coming from arm. For arm, we use the term brachium. Okay? So this is your brachioradialis. It's coming from arm and going to the radial side. Okay? Brachioradialis, and then this muscle is also coming from lower part of the arm. This is your extensor carpi radialis longus, and below that you are having extensor carpi radialis brevis. So brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis longus, and extensor carpi radialis brevis. Now this completes all the muscles at the back. Okay, in the superficial group. Okay, but in deep group, you would have supinator at the top. Is a supinator muscle sitting at the top. Okay, and I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. Supinator and conconeus and supinator are located there.
This is the third.